Namaste, angels. This will be a client reading for a repeat client. And the way that she became a repeat client was she first ordered a reading. And when what came through that reading was the fact that she was an Aquarius, that her quote unquote karmic partner was a fire sign, and that her partner was, I think, a Capricorn. I don't remember. Maybe we'll see in a moment with the cards again. She decided from then that I was, who I said I was, or what I said I was, an actual real psychic. And she proceeded to move on to the Divine Light Cleanse. And then subsequent to that, the other two healings that I offer, the light activation and the cord cutting, and then another reading. And now this will be the third reading if my count is correct. So with that, I'm going to begin with Beauty Queen in the hashtag Creepy deck. And opening to Destiny. Beauty Queen is about confidence and feeling attractive, feeling good. It's kind of Empress card like to me. And also maybe Nine of Pentacles. Destiny is pretty straightforward. And opening to Dark Male. Beauty Queen and Dating. Beauty Queen and Wallflower. This could definitely be that Capricorn that I think I'm remembering. Beauty Queen, I'll go one more. And it's new love. So maybe a new beginning for them. New love. I'm going to cut. Mature woman. And the overall energy is triangle. This could be reflective, for example, just of the three people that I described thus far. The woman for whom I'm reading, her partner, and her, former partner, her karmic, quote unquote karmic. They may be the triangle. There's a third energy, one way or another, involved here. And what that means, it doesn't mean that there's an active relationship with another person. It can just be further karmic energy. So like I said, she for example, she had energy healing with me. But I can't cleanse away unresolved karma. I don't know, there may be people that can, I doubt it. I cannot. I'll tell you that right out. And I don't hide that or try to pretend that I can. What I can do, however, is ask that those situations that I cannot cleanse be raised to the surface and dealt with. And they typically are at that point. And a lot of times what that can entail is having to go and visit that maybe inner child or something like that. I've had clients, for example, that for the first time ever, after receiving energy healing from me, will feel confident and strong and comfortable enough to visit a therapist. After having experienced some sort of traumatic event in their lives. They never spoke about it to anyone. Then they found the strength once some of the negativity and toxic energy had been cleansed away through the healing that they did with me. I have a couple of clients like that. I have one that checked herself into rehab. She found the strength to check herself into rehab. One that found the strength to answer a warrant, that they had from which they had been running. It was time to face the music. So I'm not saying that that's what's going on here, but what I'm trying to get across is a situation or a set of situations, circumstances could have been raised, even if only energetically, bring about the need to revisit our past and deal with it once and for all, finally. So that could be a third energy. It doesn't have to be a physical person. It doesn't have to be a person at all. is what I was really trying to get across, I think. So this card will represent the divine couple, the recent past, the near future, the masculine's higher self, blocks to the union, what the feminine can do, what the masculine can do, further advice from the universe for the two, and the outcome. Divine couple. True gem. Awesome. So I know that she's an air sign. Not a Gemini, but it was an Aquarius, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure. But this can be reflective of that. And also, this demonstrates the value of the relationship. That it's like a true union. Gem quality worthy. You know, precious. Precious. That's the word I was seeking. The recent past. Obstacles. So like I was just saying, that may in part be, you know, like my fault, so to speak. I may have helped to raise something that needed to be dealt with that, you know, showed up in the form of an obstacle. And even if I didn't, apparently one has materialized. The near future, boom, back on track. Back on track. As if we never left, because we never do. The masculine's higher self, brunette female. This may be the obstacle, quote unquote, karmic issue that has come into play. Because this particular card, whether the person for whom I'm reading happens to be a brunette female or not, this card comes through as a very karmic energy. Like, you know, the green eyes of envy, and it's just very dark. Blocks to the union and lack of communication. So whatever came up, maybe an actual person came up, and one or the other's attentions, or both attentions, were, you know, pulled away for a moment. And so the communication between the two may have lessened, but again, the near future, we're back on track. What can the feminine do here? Young female. Now we saw mature woman before. That was the card to which I had come, and now young male. Over the weekend when I recorded the collective reading, there was a lot of energy of this these quote unquote like May-December relationships. That doesn't mean that that's what's happening here. I mean, there can be, like, for example, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she's a mature sign. So she could come up as mature. She's a Scorpio female, and they're, you know, whereas I'm a Gemini, right? And so we're silly. I could come up as, you know, a page or something, you know, the younger, the youthful. But this may be another one of these May-December relationships. What can the masculine do here? Ice Queen. So he needs to turn toward love. Venus is the goddess of love. She is the Ice Queen. But also toward the air sign. Pardon me, there's soap under my nail. It's a soap. That's what the blue stuff is. Toward the air sign and toward love. Toward this union, right? The twin flame union. Away from the obstacles. Turn his back to the obstacles like he has here. Further advice from the universe. Dating. So being social, maybe reactivating things. And the outcome here. Control. I think cutting the strings, not the actual control. I think it'll be the end of control and manipulation. That's what's coming through for me. And we can see if that is further validated in some more cards. Because facing these issues, the karmic issues, whether it's one or the other or both facing their karmic issues in this energy of triangle, in itself is an act of, conquering the manipulation and the control and taking one's life back. Enchantment, this is about further healing and surrendering to allow for it to flow through you. And this is about surrender, period. The goddess and the moon is always about feminine energy of surrender and allowing. Enchantment and blessings. That will enable blessings to flow. If we block the energy, we block the blessings. If we allow for them to come to us. And embrace. Now, this is coming through as a message for the couple. And maybe even embracing their differences. I'm hearing. Embracing their differences. However, this is also a card of balance, and it can be coming into balance as a couple, but as an individual as well. In fact, the author meant it as an individual. This is not really a couple that we're looking at. It is, in fact, according to the author, one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together harmoniously. And opposite healing, that makes a lot of sense, especially when we have like a masculine and a feminine here. We have this blue ray, we have this red ray. So it's like Mars and Venus, together and ending up in balance, or Zen maybe even. That can be helped or further facilitated through meditation. Meditation. And always remembering that we're safe and protected. We have a guardian angel walking with us, and we can afford to take, those chances, those leaps of faith. Guardian. I'm gonna cut. And it's spiritual growth. And the overall energy is birth, as in the birth of something new, starting fresh. Feminine about herself. About the masculine with regard to her, himself, and the union. Overall, the outcome, what the masculine would have the feminine to do, what effort he would have her to put in, what he himself is willing to, and what the universe would have the two to do or surrender or contribute. Feminine. Eternal flame. I heard fire sign when I picked this up, and I know that if I remember correctly, that's the karmic. So I'm not sure what that meant. Maybe there's something within to be addressed, a connection again still to that ex, something still burning, some passion still burning. As it relates to you more personally and individually, it's your acknowledgement of yourself as this one half, of the flame, the two light flame. The masculine with regard to you, forgiveness. So this is about him seeking your forgiveness and extending forgiveness to you, but it needs to begin with himself, always. about himself, reflection. So that's probably how he got to this place of forgiveness in either direction, because reflection it's about what it sounds, taking a look back at your life, sort of like what I started talking about before, about how we might have to go back and visit that child or some other point in our life. The masculine has done that. The past, the present, the future, what are his goals, what are his dreams, and maybe he's still doing that. But that's how we reach points like this. When we look back, and hindsight is always 20/20, as they say, and to not have any regrets, we want to try to make changes if we can. About the union celebration. And for me, this is more so than about a celebration as we would think about it or know it, more about the divinity, because this is a very Pentecostal dove to me. And so the Feast of the Pentecost is it's post the resurrection and Jesus walking around fellowshipping with people again after having risen. But not only Jesus, other quote unquote saints that were also raised on that day, only being able to be seen and heard, and to celebrate with people of their own, vibration or similar vibration, right? Not everybody could see them. Not everybody could see Jesus. And that was his plan before he even was crucified. He was even asked by St. Jude why he wasn't going to allow everybody to see him. And, so it was only the elect, let's say, only the divine. So specific beings, light beings, that's who he chose to celebrate with him. So that's why this card, especially in this placement, speaks to the divinity of the union for me. If this is the card that the masculine selected to represent the union from his perspective. Overall, boom, moon tree, sacred marriage. This card came up representing, I think, the union in general for the collective love reading this week. But yes, it's a card of sacred marriage. The marriage between heaven and earth, and the marriage between two sacred beings. What would the masculine have you do? Heal. Continue to heal. He, from his perspective, there's more to do. And likely for both of you, so I don't think he's like pointing a finger. If he's doing this reflection and seeking forgiveness, I think he's in the process of the healing too. But there's more for you to do. And maybe having to deal with something that came up about the fire sign. Whether you've acknowledged it completely on this plane, or if it's your higher self, just, tap you on the shoulder saying, hey, we got a, situation here you need to deal with. And what is the masculine willing to do? Let go of expectations. Expectations and expectancy blocks our blessings. It's like telling the universe as if we know better, what to give us and when and how. And what we end up with is like bupkis, as they say. Nothing when we do that. That blocks the whole thing. So he's willing to stop doing that. What would the universe have the two of you to do? Dreams. So this is about paying attention to one's dreams. Maybe even you may even want to put a notebook or something next to your bed, under your pillow, so that when you have dreams, you can write them down immediately as soon as you wake up, before we forget them. We tend to forget them as the day goes by. So as soon as you wake up, because you guys may have conversations in your sleep, in your dreams with one another, and you also may be receiving messages from angels in your dreams. Particularly Michael, he likes to visit dreams. And the outcome here, embrace. I think all the meanings that I described before. As individuals, with it sitting next to this enchantment with your healing, this would be you becoming more balanced and aligned with yourself. but also sitting here under forgiveness, I think it's the couple too, the union too. And again, cause for celebration. All right, so let me go on to another. I'm going to go to the Angel Tarot, beginning with the King of Fire. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic is the King of Fire. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire can represent a fire sign that is a part of the union or impactful upon the union somehow, but it can represent other things too. It's also the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. And this week in particular, it's been representing Scorpio for me because it's been representing planet Mars, and we had the Scorpio new moon. So this could even be like celestial energy coming through too. But it may be connected to a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or somebody with those traits or attributes. And opening to the Ten of Earth, a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Ten of Earth and the Magician. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. The Magician for me is a Gemini, or perhaps other air sign like yourself, Aquarius, Libra, or a water sign. A mutable sign, another mutable sign. Virgo, Pisces. Magician. And this is the water sign. Maybe I felt it coming. The Moon with Archangel Haniel. Important psychic insights. Events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. So letting go of the fear, letting go of the ego. Remember, we have that guardian angel and we're protected and we're safe and we're encouraged. The Moon does represent the sign of Pisces, and other water signs potentially. Scorpio, Cancer. The Magician and one more. Now the Magician is all about manifestation, right? He has all the elements, at his hand to do whatever it is he wants to do and bring whatever he wants to bring to fruition, to his reality. It's number one. I've talked many times with my viewers about how ones represent our thoughts becoming our reality. When we see ones or we see 1111, it doesn't mean, I'm a twin flame or, ooh, let me make a wish. It means the universe is saying, hey, you, pay attention to your thoughts because they're about to become your reality. You're manifesting them. Here, opposite the Empress, it can be abundance that you're manifesting. The Empress is similar to the card with which I started, the beauty queen, right? The Empress is somebody who's really confident and sexy and attractive, feels good about themselves. Other people feel good about them, find them attractive. It can also be somebody that is very nurturing or like mothering in a very caring way. And it's about the inflow of abundance. So this can be manifesting abundance, including love. It represents the planet Venus for me. Venus is the goddess and planet of both love and money. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. So we also had an overall energy of birth. Okay, and I said that was something new for you guys. Give birth to your dreams. We just looked at a card and talked about a card about dreams. Also nurture yourself and others. That's about the healing. Magician, one more. It's release with Archangel Azrael. The end of a phase or a situation. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. So leaving stuff in the past so we can have something new again. Release is death in the traditional tarot. And where there is death, there is always the birth of something new or a rebirth, right? Not unlike the resurrection in the Pentecost. There's that old aspects of me are dead. They will never be the same again. It's a situation that's completely transformed or ended. And it does represent the sign of Scorpio or other water signs too, Pisces and Cancer. And coming to the Nine of Earth, which I said also the beauty queen reminds me of. The Nine of Earth, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. The Nine of Earth, as it relates to relationships, can be about being single. So maybe taking some time to be by yourself. You're on a quote unquote break or something. It's also about being successful. Most importantly, it's about spending time with you and being your own friend, enjoying you, liking you, loving you. Overall energy is the Five of Fire, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. This can certainly be conflict with a fire sign. Doesn't have to be a fire sign, however, though. Even our own inner turmoil, like perhaps your inner flame, can be conflicted when we see the Five of Fire. The Five of Fire, as opposed to the Five of Air or Swords for me, tends more so to be about close friends and or family. And I do include exes, particularly when we have children with them or we were married to them or something, or long relationships. You know, those they become our family in that sense. So I include exes as well in family. Whereas for me, the Five of Air, for example, can be like strangers. You know, like some stranger bumped into you and you got into an argument, or you stepped on your foot and you know, that caused a problem. Not sure what Raphael is talking about. Maybe the conflict. Maybe we need to heal from this conflict. Okay. Masculine is unity with Archangel Sandalphon, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Unity, or the high priest or the Hierophant, can be about the environment and people with which we surround ourselves. Like I spoke about the Jesus and the Pentecost and people of a similar vibration, you know, or a similar path. That is with whom we want to surround ourselves. Can also be about enlightenment or actual studies, higher institutions, college, you know, school, other government buildings and situations and things like that. Marriage, commitment, all of these things. Also is connected to earth signs, represents the sign of Taurus in the tarot, but can also be a Capricorn or Virgo. Masculine is surrounded by the King of Air, who's brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Air is a Gemini or maybe an Aquarius like yourself. This can be you, even though it's a king and not a queen. Or even a Libra, or somebody of those traits that is particularly impactful upon the masculine. This could be his own energy. He could be taking this on. He may have this in his chart as well. On his subconscious, the Two of Water, a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict, maybe through, that seeking of forgiveness that turned up in the first spread. Feminine, the King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. As I said before, the King of Fire is the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. He's also a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone taking on those traits or attributes. Surrounded by the Two of Air, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. So you may be awaiting a decision, an answer to a decision, perhaps from a king of air, somebody who's diplomatic, or again, being of that energy. Maybe this is the masculine. Again, you're awaiting a decision from him, or you may need to make one yourself. At your subconscious, the queen of fire, who's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. The queen of fire, like the king, is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone of those traits or attributes, and is the quintessential divine feminine of the tarot. Crowning the union, it's the 6 of earth, so more Venus for me. This card represents Venus because she rules both Libra, represented by the scales, and Taurus. This is sitting next to unity also, again, which represents Taurus as well. Gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, and receiving a loan or paying off debts. This can be something enabling the masculine to take some sort of class, or go to school, or learn some additional trade. With the 6 of earth sitting next to unity or the Hierophant. It's about unconditional love too. So it can be connected to commitment and the desire for commitment, especially with the 2 of water sitting here in his subconscious. But yeah, this is about unconditional love, whether it is with a romantic partner or a stranger. It's about giving and receiving freely without agenda. At the root, the king of earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical, is the king of earth. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. This can be jobs being offered to you, even that maybe even you didn't even apply. It's just being offered to you. Other opportunities for you to become more abundant. As it relates to love, maybe sitting here next to the 2 of water, this is not unlike the true gem card. It's about the value and how long and successful the relationship can be. At the heart of the matter, the 6 of air. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. May even be taking a trip. Well, this is a card of movement, and it can be a card of travel and taking a trip. But it's at least metaphorical movement, and again, moving away from difficulty onto better, happier times, calmer, stiller waters. This horse here in a boat. All right, I was gonna do some clarification with the angel tarot, but you know what? Let's go on to the romance angels and add them here, beginning with retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. An opening to wedding. This situation involves marriage. Again, as does the Hierophant. Retreat, and this couple too. They're dressed for marriage. Honeymoon, also connected to marriage, of course. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. If you're in the United States, this can be about holiday time, or somewhere else in the world where they're celebrating a holiday in the near future. This can be about that. It's also a card of movement. It's more people in a boat, a gondola this time, but similar to the horse in a boat. So maybe where something had been stagnant before, it's finally moving. Whether the movement is metaphorical or literal, right? We're moving forward. Retreat and children. Your love life is being affected by children. Children. This can be his children, your children, dreams of having children in the future. This can even be you. This can even be you. And the needs to be more youthful and lighthearted. And to let go of control issues, right? That puppet on a string that we had before. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. This is about the surrender. Cut. And I've come to deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Overall energy is true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Oh, well, I'll leave them. That's 2. All right, here at top, unity or the Hierophant. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So, for example, that karmic female that we saw before and the other one that had become an obstacle, it can be a real one. Perhaps they were even married or, you know, in a serious commitment here with this sitting atop the Hierophant. But it's time to clear his energy of it. Atop the King of Air. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Well, that's what the King of Air does. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice if you need to. And balance mental and emotional considerations. Atop the 2 of Water. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Crowning atop the King of Fire. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So I told you before I was hearing something about the differences, and I think that that's what that is referring. Sitting atop the King of Fire, it could be referring to the King of Fire specifically as a divine masculine and saying your soulmate, this King of Fire, is, you know, has some differences from you, but that's like okay. Atop the 2 of Air. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Well, you've got a huge red flag that your overall energy here, again, it was the 5 of Fire, which is about conflict and challenging times and the need for change and all of that. Here atop the Queen of Fire is a wedding. This situation involves marriage. That makes sense with the Divine Feminine. Atop the 6 of Earth, we have the 2 cards. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. I think I used those exact words earlier. So we would have that here sitting next to this release your ex. And atop this card, which represents Venus for me and these scales of justice and doing the right thing, doing what's right for you. So that makes sense, but worth waiting for. So allowing that time allowing this situation time to be worked out is also a good idea. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Atop the King of Earth. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So there may be some sort of ideology, belief system as to why we need to remain stuck, or we think we need to remain stuck in situations that we don't. We are never stuck. We can always release ourselves, put ourselves first, prioritize ourselves, and release ourselves from these toxic situations. But sometimes we can feel as if there's no way out. At the heart of the matter, atop the 6 of Air, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I think I have time here to look at some life purpose cards too. I don't usually. Beginning with time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. And opening to counseling. You heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathetic ear. This can also be about receiving counseling too. Time to decide. And body work. Your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. All of these can be meant for you to receive the services as well. Not just perform them, because I'm using the cards. They are life purpose cards, but I'm using them also in connection with your reading that we already have. So, for example, the counseling, that jumped out at me that it can mean for one or both of you to seek some sort of counseling too, with the King of Air sitting under here. Time to decide. And travel. Your life purpose involves traveling. Travel now at the bottom. I'm going to cut support. Your life purpose fully supports you. And the overall energy is writing. You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. This can be connected to like writing down your dreams and stuff again too. Writing can be easily something a King of Swords is into as well. King of Air being an air sign. The three are all known as, you know, communication signs. Top, release your acts, freedom. So this is what I meant about using the cards incorporated with your reading as well. So again, there's the masculine needs freedom from this situation here. You're free to do what you choose. So whereas he may feel stuck or trapped, he is not, and he can leave this situation. Even if it's just a matter of cutting cords with the energy, he can do that too. A top, heart-to-heart conversations, and the King of Air. See, I said the King of Air is prone to writing and communication, books. You connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. So this can be writing things down again. Maybe that'll form a book, or also reading. There may be something that you can read that will be educational and or therapeutic to you. Or in this case, the masculine. Atop, new love, and the Two of Cups. Protected. You are safe and supported while you change your career or while you change relationships maybe. Atop, the King of Fire, and keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, is infinite abundance. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. Abundance, of course, can come in many, many forms, including love and a soulmate. Atop, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you is trust. So like trust in the messages that you're receiving, like Five of Fire. Trust your feelings and dreams. Here come the dreams again, to guide your career path. We also had the Two of Air under here, if I remember correctly, right? Yes. So again, that decision that you may need to make. Maybe trust your feelings, trust your thoughts, trust your logic, wisdom, the knowledge you've come into. Or if you're awaiting a decision, trust that you'll receive the information you need. Atop, wedding, and the Queen of Fire, travel. Your life purpose involves traveling. This can be about moving forward again, maybe not literal travel, but metaphorical travel, movement forward toward life as truly as a divine feminine and that sacred marriage or wedding. Atop, worth waiting for, freedom, take back control of your life. And what was the first card? I forget now. Oh, the Six of Earth. How could I? It's like my favorite card in the tarot. Is speaker. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. So maybe speaking up for yourself, and this could be in either case. Speaking more positive things over your life and no more negativity. Speaking your way out of this situation. Talking with whom you need to talk to free yourself from this situation. Yeah. Atop, religious factors. And this was the king. Yes, the King of Earth is teaching. You inspire young people to learn. This can be about life lessons as well, as a result of having gone through the experience. And at the heart of the matter, atop, express your love. And the Six of Air. So the travel is crossing the Six of Air. Both are about movement and potential literal travel. Atop this, express your love, is study. So again, these two, study and teaching together, are certainly for me about the life experiences, becoming enlightened, coming into knowledge that you need, Reading, research, and education help you to gain confidence and clarity about your career. For the masculine, crossing the Hierophant can give the Hierophant additional meaning. Again, there may be some sort of vocational thing or trade, something at work or some sort of schooling that he may be able to take up. With books here and with the Six of Earth here, which can certainly be about Six of Earth sitting next to the Hierophant, no less, certainly be about an opportunity to go to school of some sort. And then we have the study and the teaching here. And then the books, and then being protected, like not having to worry. The situation is taken care of. You're meant to learn these additional things. And it's going to help to propel you in moving forward. And I may have time to do something else too, which is really awesome because I'm not used to it. I think I can give you guys each one of these that I used in the weekly reading. Beginning with Raziel and humility. And opening to Jophiel and thrill. So this is about like living in the moment, enjoying life. Humility. And adventure, the leap of faith, maybe even travel again, whether it's literal and or metaphorical. Raziel. Champion with Haniel, being a success, being victorious in your moves, whatever that is for you in your life. Champion and Michael, boldness. These are all cards of like taking a leap of faith, chanting it, feeling confident enough, strong enough to do what it is you are moved to do and you desire to do, with whom you desire to do it. Champion back. I'm going to cut. And I've come to Raphael and harmony. So this is similar to that embrace card with the two people coming together. This is healing and like balance, harmonious. Heart chakra, everything working as it's supposed to. And Archangel Raphael happy. Maybe that's why he came through here with those sirens before. And the overall energy is Metatron and magnification. So everything becoming greater and more elaborate. Okay, advice for the masculine. Guardian is back. So he does need to be reminded, it would seem. There's some hesitance to believe that he's protected. So he's got two reminders here. And for you, fear. I talked about fear and the need for anything like fear and resentment and regret. Any of the negative or toxic baggage that you've been carrying, just to leave all of that behind. So this will be something that you absolutely will need to work on. For the masculine, more strength, great inner strength, release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion, and maybe even seek some, as he was already guided to do by this reading. For you, the Page of Water. Pages are younger and or more youthful, as I discussed before. The Page of Water is intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. And for me, if it's not an actual younger person making an offer of love, if it's a water sign and that's just youthful, it's a Pisces. But it can be a Cancer or a Scorpio as well. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. heightened psychic abilities. This is an offer of love coming to you or from you. For the masculine, travel, yet again, 3 cards of travel in this spread or in these spreads. Again, it can certainly be metaphorical travel and just where they were moving on and moving forward. But somebody may be taking a real trip. It is holiday time too. So maybe to visit one another or visit family and loved ones and things of that nature. New love is back for you. I started with new love, where it is now your advice that there will be the birth of something new here for you. For the masculine, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So whereas he may have considered ignoring them, he's guided not to do that by the romance angels. For you, however, you've got to let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. Cut those strings of the puppet, right? Release the fear. For the masculine, spiritual teacher, you heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. And again, this can be about him receiving some sort of enlightenment or taking some sort of class as well. And based on the other cards, that would be more likely to me. For you, artist, engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. Something creative that you enjoy doing may be therapeutic for you. And lastly, for the masculine, Raphael and embrace. So this is the second card about embrace. And once again, it is 2 beings wrapped up with one another. I will read this one for you from the book. And for you, Gabriel and bliss. I'll read that as well, of course. Bliss. Gabriel's heart sigil brings you abiding bliss for this sacred moment in your life and reminds you of that exquisite part of you that is overshadowed by the love of the Hindu faith's Lord Krishna, the embodied and complete avatar of the preserver god Vishnu. To honor this divine process, design a celebration that will consecrate this wonderful moment of supreme happiness and will be refined gratitude that brings even more bliss. Pledge thanks to all that is wonderful about your life. Gratitude is the basis for applying the law of attraction in your life. So say a prayer to Lord Krishna or to the great angels of Atlantis, and especially to Archangel Gabriel, and a message of bliss will wing their way to you and all your dear ones. Gaze on the sigil and feel the power of Gabriel entering your heart in order to let bliss grow. And Raphael, the holy healer, with embrace. Raphael scatters the red rose of passion at your feet when you truly yield to allowing the masculine and feminine aspects of your being, the great yin and yang impulses, to flow beautifully through your life. The weaving treeness of both male and female forms symbolizes the god and goddess archetypal aspects of your adoring nature. The red rose is a constant gift of presence in sacred marriage. Choosing this card indicates that you haven't been fully present with these aspects of your living, with the doing and being, the actioning and the yielding, the divine and the profane. Okay, this came up in that first spread where somebody wasn't completely engaged in the process, right? Therefore, Raphael's heart sigil wishes to heal this imbalance, to allow the flow of universal force to move through your roots to the utmost reaches of your branches, and thence to embrace the fullness of you in form and feeling. I hope that you enjoy your reading and find it helpful, dear. Namaste, Angel.